Hello everyone, I am Undead Horde, and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, we are on daily challenge, day 23 or something like that. It's a good time. We've been getting through all of these getting through all these days, all these recordings as good as possible, as often as we possibly can, and it's I really had a lot of fun with it. It seems like a lot of people have also had a lot of fun with it too, so I am super grateful for all that. But you know, as things go, it's all these videos are gonna be pretty simple. I want this one to be fast today. Like we were looking yesterday or something like that. Yesterday's recording was like almost gonna be like 18 minutes long or something like that. And the only reason why it wasn't was because I ended up going off and trying to grind out for level 40 for Doom Tower and things like that. So that's that was a big thing. I'm glad that I did it. Kind of. It wasn't fully worth it for that video, but I think overall it was cool. I don't know. There we go. I hope the background's pretty good. So overall, you know, it was just one of those things where it's like, you know, like I did it. It's kind of cool for the video, but at the same time, it didn't really feel like it was all that worth it. And apparently, I got into it literally at the very end of the Doom Tower cycle or whatever, because when I logged on, there was actually a screen that was like ranking placements or something like that for Doom Tower. So I'm like, well, cool. Didn't even know that was like fully a thing. So I'll have to look into doing that at some point in time as well. But, you know, that'll be an eventually type of a deal, and we're not quite there yet. Nope. For right now, though, I mean, video's going to go just as normal, grind through as much of the stuff as fast as humanly possible, and close out with good time. I need to, don't this video be super long. Honestly, I'm hoping I can actually fall again around the, like, 18-ish minute mark and just close the video around there. Nothing special going on. I want this to be easier for people to digest because there isn't so much going on. I mean, there's a real chance in which I just start cutting more and more content down if that's what people want to see. If they want to just see like closer to 10-minute long versions of this video and kind of just get like the gist points out of the way, then maybe that's what I'll just end up doing. And I'll just like trim out showing going through campaign, and I'll just show like the reward screen if we got any like drops, and you know, like I'll go through like all of arena still, but even like this section here can be like 8 minutes long or something crazy. Like it could be like a long time, and it's fine as long as the team gets faster. But while the team is as slow as it is getting through some things, it doesn't feel like it's always that worth it to watch. So people have to let me know down below if there's like, do people like seeing everything play out this way? Or kind of like how I did with like Demon Lord and the quick keys, would it be a much better situation if we just saw kind of faster versions of what's going on, or more like conclusive versions of what's going on? You'll have to let me know down below in the comments. Other than that, some of the biggest news to talk about is CVC is happening in a couple of hours, and this is going to be the first time ever that I've done a CVC tournament. So I am super excited. I know other members of the clan are also pretty excited. I know some of them have been holding up on their shards specifically for this CVC event. which is really cool. And I hope that they get good pulls for waiting. Yeah, but a lot of us seem like we're really, really low on shards. So it's not like it's going to be the easiest shard-based situation. We're only going to do so well. But honestly, we could be in a lot worse condition. And so I'm glad. I've got a few shards built up on a couple of accounts. And so I will probably be doing that off as like one big video where I pull all the shards that I have saved up on all the accounts and just make one, like I said, massive video out of that process and show the results of that, hoping to get good things on each individual account and and just try and have a good time with it. I don't feel like we're in a stage right now which we need to like super stress about doing really, really well with it and things like that. I think we're in a position now in which you need to kind of feel it out, feel it out as our first one and stuff together as a clan. And then from there, start to slowly determine certain things and build up shards for these and whatever else. Because I know I got really, really bad early on, just pulling. And some of it, like, I'm glad that I did, but some of it feels like it could have just been better saved if I just let myself get there. And now my account is like, I got like a bunch of champions on it that I'm not doing too much with, and it's starting to look a little overwhelming, but not too bad. And I'm starting to slowly figure it out as time goes on. I'm just trying to keep my head focused, working on a couple champions at a time, and just moving on from there. So, one of the biggest things, obviously, that I'm looking into doing is 6-starring my next champion. But in the last video comment section, I had talked about a lot about not knowing what to really do with my time between, like, food for another champion and, like, masteries and Minotaur and stuff like that. But when I was talking, actually in that comment of that video, somebody was just like, honestly, it's Minotaur. Just grind through Minotaur is going to be your better bet, and just getting those masteries up. And I think I do agree with that, because even if it's not like a ton of masteries that you have on someone, I feel like even a little bit goes a long way. Just, that extra 5% crit rate could really make the difference in some situations, because that gives any base champion going from 15 to 20%, which means I know the math technically isn't perfect like this, but it's like every 5 hits that you do should be a crit or something like that. And so just having that opportunity is nice, and just kind of being able to build them towards a better idea too. Any little bit helps, and that is going to be my main goal on this account, is max everybody out to like where I can and stuff like that on the masteries, like where it like makes sense to spend time doing that. Even if it's like the first like 5 that you unlock, I might just do that and then worry about the rest later on, once I can actually get to a better grinding point on it. But we're definitely getting there for sure. Still haven't determined who's going to be my next 6-star yet. That's a big question I have to ask the world on who should be my next 6-star on this account. Like I said, I'm leaning towards Frozen Banshee or him right here. I forgot his name. It starts with a Z. That's all I can remember. Either one of them look like they could be very good candidates to become a 6-star. I just realistically, I don't know who is the actual best one though. I think Frozen Banshee is really, really good for Demon Lord, and maybe 6-starring her could really put us in a good position with some decent artifacts and stuff like that to do a lot better with Demon Lord. But is that enough? Like, or because like this guy over here is Zolta, something like that. Like, he's really good for, like, faction wars, and I know we need to start making a better push on faction wars on this account. Like, especially, like, I love where I'm at with all of my undead units and stuff like that, and obviously I'm having a lot of fun running and playing this account, but at the end of the day, the ultimate challenge is to beat through faction wars, and I have felt like I've become very neglectful of that. And with that being the case, I'm wondering if I should start putting a higher focus on my actual faction wars candidates and putting more into them than what I have been. So these are the questions that, ooh, a legendary. Interesting. These are the questions that haunt me at night. I kid. They don't haunt me, but these are questions that I do have, so I'm just trying to slowly figure things out from here, and whatever else. We're in a good position with at least like 5 stars, I think, which is good. And I think we're at a good position at having a good set units for Demon Lord, where honestly, even if I just like better artifacts, would really push, could like really push what we're doing. And so I really do feel like I should be in a position right now in which it's, yeah, I mean, the account is doing well. 7.81 million on 2 keys is not like perfect by any means, but it's at least a third of the health, which is good. And so between some of us there, like, we're doing all right. Yeah, again, it's one of those things where it's like you try to wrap your head around everything. I personally think, though, if I were to sit down and be like, no, I think the actual, like, legit, real answer should be faction wars, I need to at least push past where I am. The fact that I'm still stuck at stage 7 is ridiculous, and that does need to change. That, I'm sure, like, that is something that I know for a fact. And so if I were to like really sit down and be like, well, okay, well, what, like, that would be like the first thing that I feel like should change. Because even if it's like I get stuck at like stage 12, it's still a 5-level progression, which is good. You know, I will have to start looking up too and doing a little bit of research on, you know, good teams and stuff like that for faction wars. Like, I know part of me wants to do a lot of this on my own and kind of like figure it out, but at the same time as well, it's like I don't have the knowledge for this game like that. And because I don't have the knowledge of this game like that, it could take me quite a long time to figure that out, and then I feel like the content would get way too stagnant if I did that, and I don't want the content to become stagnant. I feel like where we're at right now, the content is becoming a little bit too stagnant, and like, that's why I have the other accounts, so that like this could be like the guaranteed video of the day where people can sit down and maybe have it like listen to in the background just to hear me like ramble on about stuff that's going on, if that's what people care about hearing and stuff like that. But ultimately, you know, these other videos that I'm doing are what are going to help, help the account feel like there's more going on than just like nothing, you know. Because like I said, I do feel like we've made it to a bit of a point in which it's kind of like, there's a lull in the content space right now, where like for a while there I was having shards to pull and things like that, and it's like there's some cool and exciting stuff to it, but now we're at a point in time which we don't have at least on this account, all that kind of same cool and exciting stuff. And so, and a lot of what I need to do is strength. It's character progression strength, and being able to set myself up for better success going forward. These speed boots? Ooh, speed boots. Hello. Yeah, and I really need to spend some time sitting down and going through like artifacts and seeing what's worth keeping and what's worth tossing. I don't know when I would to do this, but I would love to sit down and maybe make a stream out of that. If that's something that people would be interested in watching, it would just be like an artifact stream. It'd be a stream in which I'd grind through maybe like dragons or something like that and get a bunch of artifacts. Or like I would do that like in my free time, just like grind through a bunch of dragons, get a bunch of artifacts, and then sit down and have a stream which I go through my artifacts of like a certain rarity or higher and see if they're worth upgrading or not, and kind of testing out the waters with them, and seeing if there's any champions I could maybe put them on. Or I would actually do like a champion build stream afterwards, in like a couple days afterwards, whatever else. Once I figured all the artifacts, and I could just do like a build stream or whatever. So that's where my head's at with everything. You guys will have to let me know what you think about all of this and the things that I've kind of proposed throughout this video the best that you guys can. I know that it was like not like necessarily like a lot, but kind of a lot that got brought up and things like that. So you just have to let me know what y'all think and things like that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did somehow enjoy this. If you did, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot. Also, please join the Discord server. Link is now in the descriptions of my videos as a permanent link for you guys to click on and to join the Discord. We only have a couple people over there right now, but I'd love to have more people a part of the discussions. That would mean, the world to me and to the other people who are on there. I'm sure they would love to be able to talk and interact with more people and stuff like that. And so that would be really cool. And yeah, see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.